bank robbery analogy. Getting into a bank is the easy part. Getting out is the hard part. Guys, we'll rob the bank, we'll go in. It's like, hey bro, like, do you have an escape plan? Oh, don't have. Shit, bro, I think we're gonna die here, bro. We got in, we are with the money. I think we're gonna die here. So what happens when you never think of how to get out? When you never think of, is this what I want? Then you're stuck. Then you die there.
That's the success trap.
They bought everything. I said, hey bro, you buy all these things. What you want to build? Don't know. Why you want to build this? Like, don't know. They're like a person who knows how to do stuff, right? But don't know why they want to do or what they want to build. But they know how. You know why, what, how? They're like fucking loaded with how.
We live in a time where coaching industry just kind of boom.
Yes.
People just put out webinars here and there, and we're just overloaded with information. So we know a lot, but we have not really experienced it. And I feel like this is one of those underrated skills and traits that we can learn to suck at something and to be okay with it.
When I quit, it wasn't sexy. It was suicidal. You know, the difference these days is sexy. When I did it, it was suicidal. It's a sacrifice to my personal life. I often think to myself, what the flying fuck?
Before we begin, I want to let you know why this conversation exists. Melvin Soh, at the age of 27, was eating one meal a day and paying it with coins. His income averaged $800 a month, and his mother told him to go wash dishes at the restaurant on the second floor of the mall. He couldn't afford tickets to the events he wanted to learn from, so he volunteered, stood at the back room, and took notes. But today, he coached many of Asia's top speakers, marketers, sales leaders, coaches, and consultants, and the people you probably paid to learn from yourself. But that's not why he's here. This episode, I attempt to bring out Melvin Soh's spiritual side. And this is something that he rarely talks about in his conversation, even though I do see signs of it when he's teaching, when he's sharing his philosophy in business, marketing, and sales. And this is what attracted me to him and him to me, is that we have an understanding of what it means to go after what you truly desire and to make it happen with a lot of conviction and with a lot of sacrifice. Melvin is someone who I've found lives true to his authenticity, and his life truly embodies that. He even works out all the way at 2 and 3 a.m. just to work the next day at 6 and 7 a.m. I feel like he is a masterpiece in his own art and deserves to shine a light on. And his stories is able to help many others. I wanted to sit with him because Melvin moved even when he has no evidence that he's going to actually make it. Melvin chose to invest and believe in himself before his success. And he even took the leap of faith by borrowing the money from his parents to go all the way to Australia to learn from a business mentor that completely changed his life and turned everything around. In this episode, Mel has laid out a pathway for those of us who want to create radical identity shift during dark times, doing things that did not work so that they can get to where they want to be. So watch all the way to the end so that you can really appreciate the structure and the framework that he actually provided in this episode. One small thing before we start. Most of us watching this video has not subscribed yet. And I get it and I understand, because I myself sometimes forget to do that. But this show exists to be the light for people navigating difficult circumstances that might not have the manual for. And subscribing is how we find each other again. It costs you nothing, but it means the whole world to me and my team, because we get to fulfill our mission of reaching many hundreds of people with this knowledge. Your presence matters. Now let's take a deep breath. This is Melvin Soh.
Welcome to the Lighthouse Initiative podcast. Thank you for being here. Truly appreciative of your time, because I know you're a busy man.
Yes, thank you.
One thing that I know about you is that you are always on the go. And, that's something that inspires me a lot. And I just want to start by introducing you back to the first time I met you. We was in Amani, in biohacking, and you just approached me while I was doing my IV drip. Right. But actually, before that, I kind of stalked you on Instagram already. Right. And one thing I really love about you and the way your energy and the character that you portray is that you are super upfront, straightforward, no BS. And I wonder, like, as you were growing up as a child, has that character stick with you all along?
Yeah, I think I have a bit of an indomitable spirit also, because, there's no evidence in my household that this was supposed to be the path that I was supposed to take. I speak to a lot of people every day, and sometimes a person becomes a realtor because their father's a realtor, or they get into a certain business because their mom is in the business. My dad works for the train station. My mom's a housewife. Still law-abiding. Not that I'm not law-abiding. I'm not a big fan of laws and rules. But, they're law-abiding civil servant, go to university type people. And my brother is also that kind of person. So, the household only got 4 people. 3 of them are just follow the rules comes. So sometimes I also start thinking, and they also start thinking, it's not our kid. Where this guy come from? Why he grew up in this environment? Just refuse to do anything. So so I also don't know. I have thought about that. Like no evidence. They didn't propagate this kind of philosophy. But I just had it in me. I think I'm a why kind of person. So I'm not I don't want to follow rules, but I ask why. So you tell me to do something, I ask you why. If you can't give me a reason, then I might not want to do it.
Yeah.
And then so I guess I like things to be upfront, they have a reason. And then if it makes sense to me, I'll comply. But I realized very quickly that a lot of people were not very upfront. School systems are not very upfront. And when you ask why, they give you a circular logic. So you ask the teacher, hey, so why I must do this? Then they tell you, you must do it because I said so. Because the school said so. Then I started to realize, hey, wait a minute, I think these people don't know why there's a reason. They're just repeating what they have been taught. I started to realize that, in life, actually, a lot of people are not very upfront. And the reason they're not upfront is because actually some of them might not know the answer. They just repeat what their superiors tell them to repeat also.
Yeah, we get a lot of shit by asking why as a
Yeah,
child.
then they don't like it also. Actually, because they don't like it because you're asking reveals the fact that they also don't know why.
And that's viewed as some kind of disobedience, which is not true because respect and obedience are 2 different things.
Yeah.
And I think it's more respectful when someone is more transparent and upfront. And I guess the struggle with me in my own life is hey, there's really no manual in life.
Yes.
But the problem is society, as we say, we pretend that there's a manual. And then we try to fit that manual in everybody's life as if we are the same person.
Yes.
Right? So I'm wondering, I'm sure you get a lot of shit growing up, and I'm sure you're a frustrated kid. And I wonder where all the frustration channeled into when you were growing up.
Oh, I channeled into getting myself first of all into. So I mean, there are 2 words there, right? One is frustration, and another is channel. So as a kid, I didn't understand the meaning of channel, so I just let it come out. I let it come out through talking a lot in class, just deciding to stand up and walk around, which of course teachers don't fucking like. I just stand up and walk around, in the middle of class, and just hey, no, just stop it sitting. So this on the move thing is real. It was I was on the move in the classroom, not on it, sit down. Of course, the teachers are excuse me, where are you going? Why are you walking around in the middle of the class? Then I would obviously ask a lot of questions, speak out or crack a lot of jokes. Then eventually I just wanted to play a lot of football or think about things to do outside of school. So school was not very interesting at all to me, even though I did very well in school. I was very concerned every day with what I would do after school. So football was very important for me, and just everything else outside of school. I only did school just because my parents really insisted on it. And of course, I just didn't want to be beaten. Yeah, that was the answer.
You just don't want to be beaten.
Yeah, because if you do poorly, then my mom beat the shit out of me.
Okay.
So doing well in school was just so get this woman off my back. Yeah, so that was last 3 years. But I spent most of my time thinking about all the other things that I would do outside of school.
Yeah, and in retrospect, would you say that this is the same trait that, got you your success today?
I think first and foremost, I don't even know, maybe something we can talk about later. I don't even know what, quote, success means or so. Sometimes success is relative, right? I hang out with a lot of, quote, successful people, and, do I think I'm successful? I think I've done a few cool things. Don't know if I consider it, great success. But then again, even if I have to do more cool things, I also know what success ever means.
So what's the definition of your success?
I would say I have no idea, to be genuinely honest. I have a mission that I want to accomplish in this lifetime. And, each step and project is a step in that direction also. I know that relative to society, they would consider what I have done successful.
Right.
But in the context of my own definition of what I want to achieve, then they're all just steps in that direction.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm very clear about how I see it, and just like, okay, we're moving in the right direction. That's why you don't see very extravagant displays of like, yeah, because I'm just like, okay, this is a journey. It's like, 42 km journey. I'm on like 4 km an hour. We are headed in the right direction. But, then I guess the mission will be done when my time here is done. But back to your question. What was your question? You said
Like,
something
what's
about-
your own definition of success?
Oh, yeah. But you asked me something before that, which is the channeling and many of the other distractions, whether it's a reason for my success.
Yeah.
I think if you look at that also, just in the way I answer your question also, it's just, I've always been about like self-definition also. Yeah, because I don't know, I just didn't really, I also look for a manual. So when I was growing up, I always thought to myself, is there a book that tells me how life works? Is there a book that tells me how society works also? I said, I really want to find this book. Then suddenly realized that there is no such a book. Then I started to realize that everyone has their own like definition and meanings, and it's up to us to define these things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, then I started to realize maybe I should just like listen to like myself. It's a very profound lesson for myself. I think it's really interesting also. I shot like a reel and I want to talk more about this. We live in an age of AI. So AI is artificial intelligence, right? So these days, basically people listen to what Claude says or what ChatGPT says. So that's great, because all these AI models are built on all the research and information harvested on the internet. However, I think not a lot of emphasis is placed on authentic intelligence. It's just like, sit in a corner and listen to what you have to say. But no, everyone just wants to talk to Claude. Oh, Claude said so. ChatGPT said so. Have you ever thought, like, what do you think? Like, just like, and that one, don't you pay $20 a month subscription? Just sit in a corner and just connect with yourself and get the answer.
Yeah, it's kind of like a substitute because we were spoon-fed ever since we were a kid, right? I mean, if you have a religion, you get spoon-fed by religion. And then if you're more scientific-oriented, you get spoon-fed by science. You go to school, you get spoon-fed by school. And there's very little agency on how we can choose to think. And nowadays, with the tips of our fingers, right, we can just look for answers.
Yeah, and everyone has a perspective to sell you, or you just look at all the large language models that, they all have a perspective and no real like neutrality. So social media has a perspective agenda to sell you. Everyone has an agenda to sell you. When you grow up, your parents also have an agenda to sell you.
No, that's true.
Like everybody has an agenda to sell you. And whether you are left leaning or right leaning or this leaning or that leaning, and just like but okay, all these are great. Everybody has a goal and an intention. Right. But then it's like, how about yourself? Like, which leaning are you? But we don't preach that. That one don't need money, and just like sit in a corner and just like see nature, just like spend a bit of time thinking.
So would you say that right now, at the age that you're at and going through the experiences that you've gone through, years and years of hard work, perseverance, looking for answers, figuring things out for yourself, would you say you have answered those things for yourself as a kid?
I don't know if I've answered it also. I think like every single time I reflect more, I have deeper perspectives.
Right.
So that's the reason why I don't quote, like say it's successful. I think it steps in the right direction.
Right.
But I don't know if there's ever a time where I'm like, all right, bro, I've attained it. I don't know. Like I don't know. It's like you play a sport. Then you're like, hey man, I'm getting better at it. But would you ever say like one day, bro, I'm fucking perfect at this sport. I've attained perfection.
Would your younger self say that you have perfection now?
My younger self would be a lot prouder and be like, man, this guy's pretty wise. I want to sign up for my coaching program. but I don't know if like, yeah, I would never ever say that.
And what are some like, some questions that you had as a kid, right? Like for example, that you did not have answer back then, but right now you do. What would you say and share?
I think I have deeper perspectives. I would say I have the full answer. Like the reason I say this also because like some of the answers or some of the questions and hence the answers I thought I had from maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago, just different for me now.
Yeah.
Right. Then I just would reply to that differently. But I would say it's the same questions, what exactly is the meaning of life also?
Yeah.
Because last time I felt very despondent because I felt that my entire life, especially as a school kid, was just dictated by systems, my parents. I felt very trapped. I think that also so a lot of people, maybe yourself also, you see mobility. Hey, he's always on the move.
Right.
But I see a person that wants to experience travel and doesn't want to stay and be trapped also. So the reason being when I was in school, so you imagine right now, right? You are 10-year-old Mel. And 10-year-old Mel wakes up at this time. in this part of Singapore, not because he wants to, because somebody say yes to. He now carries a bag filled with items to go to class because he has to. His entire day is never dictated by himself, right? He goes there, whether he likes it, don't like it, he gets asked to school. He now has to go through a bunch of classes also because the school said so. He now also has to leave school also and engage in a bunch of whatever other activities because his parents said so. Then later he has to do some work. Because if he doesn't, his mom beats the shit out of him. At very little point of time, right, during the entire day, for Mel, at 10 years old, does he ever get to dictate what he wants to do? It's all about just following a system and a path that's laid out. And your opinion doesn't matter. I think to myself, like, okay, then about what I want to do, like, does it matter? And it doesn't. And so during that period of time, all I could think about was like, how long more do I want to be here and I just want to get out?
Yeah.
Like, I don't hate studying, I don't do it, but I just like, whatever. Like, I thought this life, like, I got some like choice on it. Like, I get to dictate.
When was the turning point where you feel like if this goes on, there will be no life called Mel, and you made a choice to just step out of it and just go for your life?
So the most impactful movie, I guess, I watched also. So I just was dissatisfied. The most impactful movie I watched was Fight Club by Chuck Palahniuk also. And inside Fight Club is a great, like, sharing of the philosophy that I just kind of described. But Fight Club's message was, like, entirely anarchistic. So Fight Club talked about, like, a lot of things that I kind of felt, but they put a label on it. Because Fight Club talked about people buying things to impress people that, they don't know, don't care, don't like also. Right? And they just talked about, like, the depressing materialism of it, right? You work in a job you don't like, to buy things to impress people you also don't like, and it's like, why are we even doing this? So just like, this whole thing doesn't even make sense. Their way of dealing with it was to fight each other, and beat each other up also, which I didn't realize was probably half satire or half like, I have no idea. Like, it was not meant to be. When you're 18, you just watch and go, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. We should fucking burn the world down and, like, engage in anarchistic behavior. So I didn't know it was maybe a satire, or perhaps not to be taken literally. But I did take it literally. So I then decided there was a large part to why I decided to drop out of school, literally taking the Fuck Society.
That was when you were 18.
I had in mind that was what I would do, right? I would just go against the establishment. And one thing I kind of realized also was being a rebel is a poor identity. Because a rebel is still trapped within the constraints of whoever your master is. So just one person's a servant, follow what the master says. A rebel just says no to everything.
Yeah.
But you still start following the guy, right? It's just like, the guy says yes, then you follow and say no. You're still stuck there. What do you do? I don't want to be a rebel. What I want to be is I want to be a person who is able to think authentically and do the things that make me happy as well. I don't want to just say no to everything that maybe the government or society says. Some of it is good. But I don't want to say yes to everything as if I have no choice, like I'm a servant or slave. I should say yes to things and say no to things, or maybe I don't want this or move wherever based on my own free will and volition.
Right.
And so I didn't get the message then, bro. I just got the fuck society. And that was not the best message.
Yeah, we start with whatever we had at the time.
Yeah, the movie was not one about like looking within and like, find who you are. The movie was like, burn society down. And
fuck the world.
I was like, oh man. But it was a good gateway, I guess.
I mean, I've done a lot of transformational with people, and it all starts with pain. Pain can only get us so far. And it definitely gets us what we want. It's a good motivator. And it sounds like there's an evolution of identity, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
A rebel to a creator, and this is like, I'm the creator of authenticity and freedom.
Before we go further, a quick pause. If something in this conversation hits you deeply on the inside, do not let these ideas and insights go to fade. There's something that I say that insights is just another beautiful experience, but insights, when you apply, create a potent and powerful transformation in your life. This is why I've built the Lighthouse community, and I bring people every single week to talk about the insights that is being shared in the episode, so that we can create an open space, a safe space for us to discuss, integrate, and apply this beautiful wisdom that is shared in the podcast episodes into our lives. You'll find leaders like you across Malaysia, across Asia, and some even in the United States, sharing conversations, experiences, and insights where we pull all these answers together to figure out those 2 a.m., 3 a.m. questions that linger in our consciousness that we would love to be answered. Every episode has its own discussion, and when you come into this space, you get to also bring and share your unique insights into the space and contribute to each other's lives. The link is in the show notes. Come and join us and find your tribe. I'm on a mission. When we all come together in a community, we can co-create a brighter and more beautiful world that we know is possible. Now back to the conversation.
So how did that story evolve for you, and who or what has been a significant playmaker in your life that leads to that?
I would say if you look at it, I would say the significant playmaker, I guess, and how the journey has been also is I first started out as a rebel. Then when I started out as a rebel, and then I kind of realized like going against society and having an identity of just fighting back also was not good also. It's not energetically good,
Right.
Just you think of a rebel, right? Just a person who goes against the norm. Then all they do is say like, they're probably angry, a bit frustrated, a lot of hate and a lot of upset and very fiery also. But it's like beyond that also, like what do you stand for? They never thought about it. Just hate something.
Mm.
So it's like hate. It's just like, okay, bro, like after the hating, like okay, we understand you have a problem. They have a solution? No, don't have a solution. Just hate something.
Yeah.
That's all like, hey man, this is not like a great way to live. So I don't like the identity that I was doing. And the real truth is why I was a rebel is because I didn't know what I want to do. I just know I don't like this thing.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you like? Don't know. I just hate this. Okay, wow. Well, okay. So that was also a large part of why I struggled, right? My story has about 7 to 8 years of just struggle because I just know what I didn't like. Anti-societal, rebel. Do you know what I like? Don't know. And I wasn't prepared knowledge-wise. I didn't understand. And so like, you asked me what the playmaker was. I think I learned to trust God, learn to trust the universe. I think there are forces that want us to succeed. And they're freely available. Like I mentioned just now, don't need $20 a month subscription. And it's like, if you sit in a corner and just listen, you might hear something that encourages you and like, moves you in the right direction. Knowing how to tell the right voice is another important skill.
Absolutely.
Because you hear different voices. It's like, so you're knowing how to tune to the right one, right? So some voices are not very good. Some voices are actually your own voice that sound like your parents and the voice of fear and resistance also. And some voices are a bit quieter, but a bit more uplifting also. So knowing how to tune to the right voice is very important. And the next one is also an element of trial and error, pain. There's been a good playmaker also because sometimes you know something by doing something.
Yeah.
Like, how do you know you don't like this? And you can eat it and then you don't like it. Otherwise, you never know also. But I think that's also underrated these days. Nobody wants to take risks, make mistakes. And everybody wants to... You see, why do we like AI so much? Because AI gives you the idea of pseudo-knowledge. So you seem to know something without having to experience something.
Yep.
Then you feel like you know a lot. So these days, you have a lot of people walking around like they can quote a lot of knowledge and information, but they haven't done it before. That's pseudo-knowledge. Pseudo-knowledge is when you like know a lot about driving, you can describe it, but you can't drive it. When do I know that you can drive? When you can drive. But so technically means that if you're not sat behind a car and you can't drive, haven't drive, but you can quote a lot about driving, you are a pseudo-knowledge person. And so why do people engage in pseudo-knowledge? So that you never have to experience a real thing.
Yeah.
But why would you want to experience a real thing? Because you might fuck it up. That's why. That's the real reason. The real reason you don't want to do it is because you might fail. And nobody likes to fail. So the feeling of having knowledge, the feeling of knowing something without actually knowing it, but not having to fail, makes you quite addicted. Because when you actually go and do it, you realize that you don't know shit. And it sucks.
Yeah.
I know because I engage in so many new activities like pickleball, martial arts. And when I go there, I especially pick things that I suck at. And it sucks. It's horrible. You're doing everything wrong. Not once, Like everything wrong. Like you go to a session, you are like, if there's 10% of it, like you're doing right, that's not bad already. It's like every stroke is wrong. I'm playing pickleball, I'm hitting it to the other court.
Yeah.
People are just like, what the fuck is, what? You're just like, everything is wrong. You know it's wrong, and it's frustrating. And so if I use like, AI and I tell myself, oh, I know a lot about pickleball, but I don't have to go through the pain of just messing up, then we'll do that.
Yeah.
But it's all pain avoidance.
You see, I also agree with you on that because there's so much. We live in a time where coaching industry just kind of bloom, right?
Yes.
And there's a lot of courses, there's a lot of things. People just put out webinars here and there. And we're just overloaded with information. So we know a lot, but we have not really experienced it. And you met many clients, you work with so many leaders, right? And I feel like this is one of those underrated skills and traits that we can learn to suck at something and to be okay with it. And would you say this is like one of the biggest inner blocks of high performers, achievers, and all these people who are trying to create the success that they want?
Yes, and I think that, like, first of all, experiencing that is very important. And constantly experiencing that is very important. So this coaching industry has a lot of people who are regurgitating information, never done it before. And you can just tell. The person who knows how to climb Everest by reading all about it on Claude, and then there's a person who has climbed Everest before. These two people talk about Everest in a very different way. One has a lot of information and details, and another has probably just different. It's just different. And I think the real essence of coaching, in my opinion, so it's not just regurgitating information, because it just implies that people pay for information. People don't pay for information alone. Because remember, if there was only information that I can use AI, I can read a book, like I don't really need you. But at the same time, people work with a person because of information, but also belief, intangibles, and to a large degree, like the confidence and faith they have in the person. Because if you've done it before, right, then I'm actually signing up for the fact that you've done it before also. And it gives me like, I might not have confidence in myself, but I have confidence in your ability. Like you have seen it before. And so like, it calms me down also. That I believe that it's possible. I believe that, mentality-wise, you've done it before, then I know how to get there. And not just the information. And it's also precision of the information. However, in this day and age, you don't have a lot of people who have that. They have not done it before. And so the problem with AI, so the next one, right, is that AI provides a lot of answers, but you don't know which one is the right one. So you ask chat, right, they provide you 40 answers. Amidst this 40, right, has 3 correct ones. 37 are complete nonsense. Which are the 3? You don't know also.
Right.
Right? So that's the problem. And then it takes a person who has done it before to tell you, oh, these are 3 things that matter. And why do they know? But they've done it before.
Yeah, and it saves time, it saves effort.
Saves time, it saves effort also. So that's kind of the perspective that I kind of have about this whole industry also. You have a lot of people who know things but have never done things. And then they go on to tell other people who have never done things before how to do things that they've never done. There's a passing on of pre-bad information.
Right. What are some things, because before you blew up and before you had your, like a so-called societal success, you were just running around for 8 years? 8 years? Was it so?
Oh, 7 to 8 years.
7 to 8 years, and you were just trial and error, you were just going through things. What are some things that you don't regret doing and trying in those 7 to 8 years that actually contributed?
Actually, I don't regret anything also. Because like, I thought about this. And frequently, like, I thought about, like, would it or could it have been easier? Now, I've coached young kids also, like 21 to 22, like in 3 or 4 years, they have a 7-figure business. I also think to myself, fuck, man, I also want to meet Melvin. Shit, man. I remember what my life was at 25. It was not 7-figure business. It was $800 a month. Fucking eating 1 meal a day.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, god dang, like I would fucking not mind, starting at 20, 21.
And you eat the same meal every single day just to make ends
I would alternate between vegetable rice and fishball noodles. Not making out I was eating the same food, though a large degree it was.
Yeah.
I would try to vary up the vegetables to keep things fresh, but largely it was just these two. But it was cheap. But so I thought to myself, like, well, it wouldn't be a bad idea. Sometimes I also think like, and I have friends also who have achieved this at this age and this at that age. And I think to myself, hey man, fuck, I also want to do that also, right? My buddy Elvin Poe, sold his business for 30 mil at 33. He has been traveling the world. He has 8 figures ever since he was 33. He's now 40. He's been chilling for 7 years. I also think it's not bad. Fuck, man, I also want it. I want my 7-figure business at 25. Sell it for 30, 40, 50 mil at 33 and fucking sit around and do nothing. Or like whatever. But then I thought to myself, like, if that had happened, right, what are the things that I gain and lose? Because I've walked the journey, I've gained a huge amount of confidence, just trust and faith in my ability. Because I mean, you do a lot, you fail a lot, you just know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, you know, you put me in any scenario, like I've been there before. Now, would I have had this confidence if I gotten it so easy at 24, 25? No, I wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Would I be able to sit here, you know, no preparation, just speak freely and have so many thoughts? No, wouldn't. So then, if I were to look at the mission of my life also, of what I want to accomplish in my time here also, would I be able to do that, right? If I had gotten all this success pretty easily and then just made a bunch of money and just sit around and do fuck all? No. Which means then I would be traditionally successful because I had a bunch of money, sold my company, achieved success very early. But in the context of what I'm here to do, then I would fail. So maybe all of these is God's plan is all right. But don't get me wrong, like there are moments where I look and go, what the fuck, man? It's like we go through training, right? And like you are lifting like easy weights, so I'm like, hey, fuck, man. Hey, why my weight so hard, so heavy? Hey, why is weight so light? If we are all suffering, right? You also starving, then okay, shit, we all suffering. That's so cool. Hey, fucking hell. Hey, bro, I'm pushing a sled 200 kilo, you know. This guy is pushing a sled 20 kilo, you know. Hey, why I cannot have the 20 kilo? Like, not fair. So then, I guess there must be a bigger plan. But then what is the bigger plan also? Well, having go through all of these challenges with more to come, guess then I just walk into every scenario like knowing I can handle it. What if I've handled worse?
Yeah.
So would I regret it? Because what I get, okay, so what I have to pay is amount of work. But what I get, right, is undisputed confidence and ability. So if I sacrifice one, I got to sacrifice the other.
Yeah.
So I also don't know. But I won't trade it. It's fine. Seems like this is the way things are supposed to be. Okay.
Then how did that big leap come after 8 years of trial and error, you going through all the failures? I know it from your story, it's just not, people think overnight success is that moment of that decision that you make.
Yeah.
Right. But your overnight success is those 7 to 8 years of grinding through the foundations, realigning yourself, shifting your mindset, building confidence. All those people don't talk about, don't see.
Yeah.
But I also do know that will be a pivotal moment in our lives, in every single person's life, that actually made that shift. Just one tiny shift, like 1 degree shift, right?
Yeah.
Then your life just kind of exploded as if everything just starts working.
Yeah.
What's that moment for you?
Yeah, I think people don't understand how this works also, right? So how does overnight success work? Let me just break it down. Imagine a jigsaw puzzle. When you have a jigsaw puzzle at the start, it's so many pieces, 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle. You don't know how to make an image. So in those, quote, 7 to 8 years of trial and error, you are fixing little bits all over the place. They are not connected. So you got like 10 pieces here, 20 pieces there, 10 pieces here, and they're all scattered. But the more you do these things, right, sooner or later, you start to realize, hey, wait a minute. This can connect with this and this. Then it accelerates really fast. So it's not 0, 0, 0, 100 or so. It's when it seems to be 0, there's a little bit here, 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 right? So you piece little pieces and it looks like nothing is happening. Like fucking nothing is happening. Because you remember, you're supposed to come out with a picture. We might define success when you have maybe 1,000 pieces, 800 pieces are lined up to get together, right? But maybe we have 30 here and 20 there and 50 here and 6 here, right? It seems like nothing's happening. But the more you do all of these things, right? Sooner or later you start realizing, hey, I can piece this and this, now I have 100. Hey, wait a minute, I can piece this and this, now I have 200. Then all of a sudden, you have like 500 pieces or so. But these 500 pieces didn't go from 0 to 500. You were piecing all of these separate things and suddenly you saw a link. And when you have 500, half of the jigsaw is done. And you have other pieces also. And then the moment you have something concrete, right? Everything fits in nicely together.
Yep.
You know. So it's not 0 to 1,000. It's 0 to 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. And by the time you have 800 pieces, you're left with 200 pieces already. You already know. You can see the picture already, right? Then the acceleration of it becomes really fast.
Right.
Then when you're at 900 pieces already, the last 100 is a fucking breeze. This is just like, oh, I clearly know how this works. Yeah, but at the start, it's like nothing happens.
Yeah.
It looks stupid at the start.
And what motivates you is just keep going, keep going.
Oh yeah, I quit school already, bro.
Yeah.
Backup plan, bro.
So you only have one plan.
Well, I don't. That's why
It's either make it work or die.
Yeah, was it the best idea? I'm not sure. That's why people think I always advise people to quit school. I don't. I actually advise them to think carefully. Because quitting in this day and age is very sexy. People do a lot of things that I think are very sexy also. When I quit, it wasn't sexy. It was suicidal. You know the difference? These days it's sexy. When I did it, it was suicidal. So I'm like cooler about the cool, I guess. I also don't know if it's cool. It was just like, would I do it again? I also like, oh man, I would think about a lot of things. Like income source, you know. So I just quit because I thought it was easy.
Mm-hmm.
It was a bit suicidal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I don't think it was the best idea. These days, I tell people before they quit also, please go and think how you're going to get income. What are the plans you kind of have also? And like, be really sure that you anticipate how difficult this is going to be. People frequently don't. And so they just quit. And they think it's going to be easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be brutal. It's like, after a while, I start to even have the other perspective. You know, why the societal system exists? Because at least there's a road that's paved. And so, like, you know, makes it easy for walking. You decide to be a fucking hero and not follow the road. There's not another road. Now you got to make your own road. Now, in case you don't know what making your own road means, that means it don't exist. You and a fucking machete and your little walking stick, I need to start chopping. And that's what is not very cool. It's difficult, bro.
Yeah.
I think people underestimate how difficult it's going to be. They think it's going to be, oh man, you know, just like, don't take this expressway, I take another. Bro, there's no other expressway.
And people romanticize that road.
Yeah, I don't know if I will be so excited to talk about that also, you know. Yeah. Remember, there's a road here, you know, it's paved already. That means somebody bulldoze the place and make a path.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so if you don't want to drive auto, the manual means you know, machete, stick.
Yep.
Fuck lot of work.
Yep.
I think we must not underestimate the amount of work it takes and how painful it is. You know, so if you know willingly that you want to sign up for this kind of shit, then do it. If not, right, then I can see that there are advantages to staying on the road, you know, taking care of some kind of income, building something on the side. Then when it's ready, then you go over. Otherwise, just going from pure, nice, clean road to machete and slicing through is very brutal. You know, you walk through some nature reserves. You know, they have a fucking path there. They've got built stairs. They might have a bench for you to sit on. That's the road. Society, government, parents. You used to be a fucking hero. I just give you, walk that road and you think, oh man, it's going to be easy. No, bro, just a machete, a stick. But where's the water? I don't know. Food? I don't know. Go. You want to be a hero? Go.
Mm-hmm.
So you must be mentally strong also.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people underestimate how much.
How do you train your mind these days?
I think by just always signing up for difficult things. I mean, it's not difficult, like pickleball difficult. It's difficult to me. I just sign up for things that are brand new also. It keeps me very humble.
And it's unrelated to business stuff as well.
Yeah. I mean, it can be related to business. A couple of years ago, I wasn't doing content. You know, for the longest time, our business was run on ads. Because ads was the way to go until about, you know, 2-3 is still the best way to like succeed. And so ads was very simple. You know, just put yourself down, shoot 2-3 minute ads, make sure you nail it perfectly, and that's it. Didn't have to shoot content or anything. And so when content came out, also like for the first time, I was just like, wow. Now I had all the limitations, resistance. Is this what I want to do? Blah blah blah. Right. So, but I had to do it, learn it, and overcome it. Same as every other thing that I put myself through. You know, because I want to train that part of my mind also. That beginner mind, that willingness to be open and learn and like, you know, face the challenges, the pressure, you know, am I too old for this, or is this for me? Right? Why am I doing this also? And just always have that mentality. You know, that's why young people learn faster. It's not because their brains are better. It's because they are unhindered or unburdened by a lot of baggage. They've got nothing to lose, right? Sometimes older people learn slower or never because they got so many other things that they hold on to. And so, like, every time I learn something new, right, I learn and remind myself to not hold on to things. You know, I also face the same things when I'm learning the new sport. Is this for me?
Right.
Why am I doing this? Am I too old for this? This is a young people's sport, blah, 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 blah.
So you silence all those thoughts and you just went for it.
So pickleball is not unrelated business. Pickleball is business. Because they don't understand. I'm not doing pickleball. Right? Yes, it's a great way to meet people for business. But I'm doing mental training. The mental training is not just sitting there and, you know, if you're good at meditation and you sit and meditate, in some way you're calming your mind, but in some way you are doing something you're good at. You kind of get it.
Yeah, at a certain point, yeah.
You learn the most by placing yourself in the uncomfortable, hard situations. So I would say that my mental training is pickleball, Muay Thai, whatever is fucking new and hard. Because in those moments, right, I get to like see who I am.
Yep.
Because then there's a real mental training. Mental training is not doing something you're good at.
Yeah.
You know, mental training is doing something you're not good at. Then you also think at this age, with my level of like, you know, whatever I've done, like, do I need to do this? Why am I doing this? Am I too good, too big, too small, too whatever for this? That's the real mental training. Yeah, I go there like nobody cares who I am. Also.
Yeah.
So I'm like beginner, lousy, can't get it right, last in class. Nobody gives a shit about how many followers or what I've done. I'm just Mel, and pretty lousy.
Would you say that you have the most fun over there? In the moment,
It is not really very fun.
It's not fun. Huh?
It's not. It is not fun at all, bro. I get the moments of joy when you finally like get it right.
You get to crack the code and you get a jigsaw puzzle together.
You crack a bit. And that's the thing also. There's another test of mental. It's like, you know, you didn't get it. You didn't get it. Like, you got better. 1% better. You're like 5, now you're 6. But we still miles away from 100, 500,000. And then you have the balls and the courage and the, you know, and like Mr. fucking motivational speaker, coach. You gonna come back tomorrow? Or you just gotta like, okay, I'm a bit better. Okay, this is not for me. Right? Because Mr. motivational speaker, you tell people to do this, right? Keep coming back, right? Like, do you come back? I also got other work to do. I'm not a professional and all of these things also.
Yeah.
It's not just like sports, like whatever. Like, do I come back? Or do I just like quit here? And so I come back, because I tell people to do that, right? So Mr. Motivational Speaker, coach here, this, that, got to like, you know. So I get to experience all the feelings that the mentees and the coaches feel. So where they get a little bit good, but it's like, I'm tired, fucking hell, right? They just come back, come back. And then that builds the mental fortitude also. It's like, bro, you are not winning, but you just come back. And you come back. And then here's the thing also. When are you going to get good? I also fucking don't know. I also don't know, bro. I have no idea. I can't tell you that, no, in this age and day and year, I'm going to get good. I don't know. But you know what?
What you're saying is a very, very Zen philosophy where we just wash the dishes to wash the dishes. You know, before enlightenment, you chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, you chop wood, carry water. And it's just the way of life.
Yes. And it will happen and you must trust. And it was the same thing I learned in those 7 or 8 years. You know, now we label it 7 or 8 years. You know, when I was in the middle of that, I didn't know it was going to be 7 or 8 years. No one tell me, hey, bro, just endure.
Yeah, 7 or 8 years.
7 or 8 years. You would have made my life so much easier. You know, just give me a deadline, like, okay, 2015. That's when I'm going to make it. Okay, just I'm going to suck it up now.
I can definitely relate to that when it comes to healing as well. Because you don't know whether you're going to heal.
Yeah.
You don't know.
First, you don't know whether it's going to happen. Second, you don't know how long it's going to be.
Absolutely.
You're just like, staring into the abyss. It is the abyss. You walk that road and you don't know what is it going to happen? Like, have they like left me behind? It's like, you know, and that's the thing about life. If they told you that there was going to be a date, it would change everything. Because number one, you know it's going to happen. Number two, you even know how long more you're going to endure. That changes everything. Like I say, hey, bro, I'm going to pick you up on Sunday at 7 p.m.
That gives certainty.
Yes. So you know I'm going to pick you up. And you know just, okay, I just like 36 more hours.
But does that, if you know that, would that, you know, soften the way you show up in the
Of course, you would
definitely, right?
Fucking pussy. You would just, I know the time away, right? Correct.
And then when
you think about flight, nothing to do with 3 beers.
So this is the gift of being in the unknown.
Yes. Yes. If you knew, you would do nothing. If I knew it was just 7 years, I'd be like, okay, it's almost there. I would just do nothing, bro. But because I didn't know, right? Then I just got pushed. And so now I do all of these things right away. I have the same doubt. And that's the thing. So I maybe, right, as I'm sharing all of these, maybe that's where I find the most enlightenment in the space of doubt, fear, uncertainty, unknown.
Let me be honest with you for a moment. There's so many of us learning and learning and learning, yet our lives have not changed. A lot of us go into sound healing, retreats, workshops, and we know so much but integrate so little. Sometimes we can even have a high, a dopamine high of learning new insights, new methods, new practices, and sometimes we can feel that inner peace within us as if we have already come home to ourselves. And then something happens. A cognitive dissonance is what I call it, where we feel so good on the inside, but our relationships, our business, our money is still as bad. And I know this because I have lived it. I have gone through 100 plus healing modalities over 15 years through 5 continents, and yet I wasn't able to heal, and I was stuck in knowing too much, but so frustrated because I could not transform my lives. This is why I have a 6 weeks transformational program that is designed to bridge the inner peace that you feel from within with all the inner work that you do to outer abundance, so that it shows up in your relationship, in your business, in your career, and in your money. And most importantly, in your health. This is for you if you are like me, that you're done with just learning empty things and unable to apply it into your own life. This is for you if you're looking for a container that goes beyond learning, but focuses on applying, taking action, implementing into our lives, where your inner peace finally is represented in your outer reflection, in your business, relationship, money, and health. This is for you if you're looking to create true freedom finally, and you're ready to take action, implement, and integrate those things that you have learned into the rest of your lives. I'll walk you through my signature framework of taking those 5 steps that is going to create the true freedom that you're looking to manifest. This program is not for the faint-hearted that just wants to learn and test things out. There's no hype here, just deep, honest work. If you're in the season that you're ready to quantum leap and step into the life of true freedom in just a matter of 6 weeks, this is for you. The link is in the show notes in the description below under 6 weeks transformational program. Now back to the episode.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Zen masters, spiritual teachers all mentioned that.
This is why I don't come around, and even though like my IG handle is called like the great Melvin Soh, I don't know if I feel very like watch this podcast and you think do I feel very arrogant and great, and do I feel like I've accomplished much? I keep putting myself in those spaces of like I don't I for sure don't feel I'm great at like many things. But also I sign up for those things also. And maybe the greatness is because I put myself there. I then overcome it. And then I put myself in new tough scenarios again. So maybe I do feel that as I overcome some of these, right, there is some element of greatness being shown. But do I feel like I've attained and walk around like everybody knew before me? No, absolutely not. Are you kidding me? Because the greatness is that, I managed to do something pretty difficult.
Yeah. So knowing you, your inspiration is Bruce Lee, right? What do you like about him, and how are you embodying some of his philosophy in your life right now?
Ironically, a lot of people talk about Bruce and many things, but the one thing I like most about Bruce, ironically, is he paved the way for Asian people to actually be who they are, on the international stage. Bruce actually made. I mean, if you understand Bruce, right, I look up to him a lot because he is actually a problem kid. Sound familiar? He's a rebel. Sound familiar? Then eventually he discovered like martial arts also, and his parents sent him to learn that so that he would stop getting into trouble. Maybe that was a channeling. But Bruce went to the US and started teaching Chinese martial arts to American people, which pissed a lot of martial artists off. Right? And at the same time, he didn't want to just teach Chinese martial arts. He wanted to create a form that was entirely different, which was Jeet Kune Do, which was very open-mindedly based on the fighting philosophies of every single martial arts. So he didn't see race also. He just saw like, if this works, then let's use it. But Chinese martial arts like, no, this is dogma. This is from Japan. This is from China. This is from Brazil. But he's like, I don't give a shit. As long as it works, then we should just teach it also. So I thought that was an inspiration, both in terms of a new philosophy. And then the next one also, it was like, I just like the fact that he was very unapologetically, authentically himself, and hence, was one of the few Asian people to actually go on the world stage. And that's my intended goal. Right? My intended goal is to do that in the time that I want to do this work of coaching and teaching, and have it be on the world stage. Then to just impact a lot of people. It's not just like, I want to enter the white market or the European market just for the sake of it. It's just like, I just think that it would just pave a lot of way for other people. I almost feel like that's my kind of role also, because in some way I have inspired, I guess, a lot of speakers, coaches, marketers in this side of the world. For whatever reason also. I'm also surprised that they're inspired, but I apparently have taught a lot of people, and they come and tell me, or sometimes they regurgitate the stuff that they've learned from me. I also find it very surprising.
Hmm.
Then I just think, but I guess people actually do want to be like me, but maybe they like maybe initially the courage or the suicidal tendencies to go and do these things also. But then, you know, like the Roger Bannister thing, then they see like, hey, if Melvin can, yeah, I think I can. Oh. Okay, then they're okay, you fucking people, I'll do it for you. Really, really, that's really my entire goal. I'll do it for you guys.
Mhm.
You know, I only want to do it for 5.5 to 6 years. This is fucking hard work, bro.
Yeah.
But then I know that after I do it, and these people can see me and interact with me, and then it can be the Roger Bannister thing, and then all you people can just go and take over after that. That's my intended goal. So my intended goal is 5.5, 6 years. The fucking people can all take over after I'm gone. But I've done my part. I have paved the way. And I know after I pave it, then everyone can just like, you know, duplicate it, model it, be inspired by it, and just go further with it.
Mhm.
But it takes a certain personality to do it first. You know, Bruce paved the way for Jet Li
Mm.
and for Jackie Chan and for other Asian martial artists to actually do well in the Hollywood scene. But it took this guy who was, you know, quite arrogant, cocky, sweet, you know, self-confident, maybe. He's suicidal and to just be an Asian guy. It's like, you know, at the time they're calling people chinks and this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Just like go there and just be like, you know, hey, you're not very big, bro. he my height, bro.
Mm.
You know, just have the audacity, I guess, to go there and do this kind of thing. But then everyone watching went, hey, Brucey can do it. The fuck, I also can do it. Oh, Donnie Yen also, right? So now we have Donnie Yen with Jackie Chan. We have Jet Li. We have, you know, I think Filipino or Indonesian martial artists. And they all take inspiration from Bruce. So that's my intended thing. It is very hard. It is a sacrifice to my personal life. I often think to myself, what the flying fuck? You know, it is a great cause.
Yeah. And you made a
I'm
choice.
Yeah. And I'm living out of a suitcase, you know, I'm traveling all these places. I'm doing it every single day. But I also know that, you know, like people take inspiration from it. And so it's just like, all right, no, somebody got to do it.
Yeah.
Now, all of you want to do it. None of you got to do it. I can do it.
You
I
better
want
get
to
a
do it.
machete and that, you know.
Then I'll do it. Then I'll do it. Then they're like, look at this insane person. But then the insane person is proving that it can be done.
Mm.
A great cause. So I'm done. I'm done after 6 years, you know. 5.5, 6 years. I'm done. But that's the beauty of the self-imposed deadline.
Mm.
Because I tell myself, I only want to do this for 5.5, 6 more years. Then every day I have to go at it. I'm not going to take a fucking year-long hiatus or...
But you don't know it's going to happen or not.
Yeah. I don't know how it's going to pan out.
Yeah.
But I tell myself, like, this is the amount of gas. Like, I can emotionally, like, negotiate with myself. So I speak to myself, right? It's like, okay, like, I just only have, like, an end point. Like, what are we doing this for?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's too much every single day.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to talk to myself, like, okay, so where are we going? Why are we doing this? What would make this worthwhile to make this sacrifice?
Right.
And at the end of the day, like, how do you want to do this?
Will you continue to pursue this goal if all 5.5 years, 6 years later, because you don't know if it's going to happen or not?
Yeah.
If it doesn't happen, will you keep going?
I think the most important thing is I really gave everything in this 5.5 and 6 years.
Mm.
That's the most important.
Right.
Yeah, does it need to be 99 million, 100 million, etc.? Those are great goals. They're milestones. They exist to know that we're on the right path. But the most important is I truly gave it everything. You know, then that's it. Then I would end the 6 years and be like, I did what I could.
Is that retirement?
No, that's moving on to another phase and like industry. You know, it's like a football player. You know, after they retire, they can be a manager. They can take on some different roles.
Got it.
But they know that they have the gas. So because the season is long,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and you've done this for a while. And you know, in those moments, like when you train like an animal, you run after every single ball. Like, wow, I'm so human,
Mm-hmm.
right? So what would make it worthwhile? So, in those moments where you're like, doesn't matter, and you know, I need that negotiation with like myself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's why I keep repeating as well.
Yeah,
I repeat it to myself. I tell myself, okay, just a bit more. It's like, bro, it's like the last sprint.
Got it.
And then you tell yourself, come on, man, 400 meters. Let's give it everything and fucking rest and lie down on the track after the 400 meters. But let's not fucking pussy out in this 400 meters.
Mm.
Because this 400 meters is not going to last forever. Huh?
Absolutely.
But after, it's going to last longer. So that's the way I kind of operate. It's a lot of self-negotiation. And it's not to be celebrated as well. I don't know if people are celebrating this. I'm not even caring if anyone celebrates this. I'm like doing it to it's a personal odyssey, bro. I don't think it was for social media. I'm just like doing it for myself, bro.
Mhm.
Yeah. Remember, like nobody made me choose 5.5 to 6 years. I chose it. I am pushing myself for a personal reason and a personal journey.
Mhm.
And so this is just, and I'm just happening to just detail it on social media for whoever cares or so. But they are liking or disliking, support or non-support doesn't bother me at all, right? Because this journey was never about social media and showing the people.
Mhm.
Let's say they say, no, go for 7. No, bro, you can go for 7. Fuck you. I'm doing 6.
Okay. So let's bring home for the audience, right? We live right now in this day and age, a lot of change, a lot of chaos, a lot of crisis, for
Yeah.
lack of a better word. And there's those of us, right, thinking about business, entrepreneurship,
Yeah.
thinking about like making it happen for themselves, creating their dreams. Like, let's bring it down for them. Like,
Yeah.
what are some practical advices have you been giving over and over again, to the top industry leaders of your clients?
I think first and
that you
foremost,
need to hear right now.
they should come and find you. I think frankly, no, really, because like you want to start a business, what the fuck does that mean? Right? Like why? Is it because Claude told you? Do you really want to start a business? So I think like as of this shooting, I'm about to bring some of the clients to Langkawi for clarity. Because a lot of them will watch way too much marketing material on sales material. They're like a person who knows how to do stuff, right? But don't know why they want to do or what they want to build. But they know how. You know why, what, how? They're like fucking loaded with how. They bought everything. I said, hey bro, you buy all these things. What you want to build? Don't know.
Mm.
Why you want to build this? Like, don't know. It's like, hey, so bro, you got all the materials here. You got tools and everything. But we don't know the why and we don't know the what. Then how do we even know like these materials are suitable? But then you know what they do? Consume even more materials. Your Homozy materials, Iman Gatsi, whatever, fucking like this and that. Just consume all of this. But building for what? Don't know. Why? Don't know. How's it gonna look like? Don't know. Just keep consuming. Then go and ask AI. So then I was like, nothing against AI. People think I hate AI. No, I don't. I'm just like, hey bro, this is a personal question. It's like, you should ask yourself, right? Do you think so? Why ask Claude? Fuck what Claude thinks.
Mhm.
Ask like yourself. So I think they should come and find you. For personal clarity, I think, dive into who they are, why they want to do this, what does success look like, how long they want to do this.
Mhm.
Let's go and dive into all of these things first. Then you probably will have a manifested vision of what this whole called business is.
Right.
Don't build first. You build already, later you end up with something you don't like.
I've done that before.
Then you have to now exit. This is like a bit stupid. Correct.
What do you say to those people who say, this kind of thing's not practical?
Then I tell them a question. Have you ever mopped floor before? Some people mop floor never think. So you see, we're now in the room, right? If I start with that corner, I start mopping. Then all of a sudden, I find it really clean, right? Then I find myself in this corner. Then I say, hey, fuck, man, I can't get out without stepping on everything that I just mopped. See, never use brain. She started the other way, right? Start the corner, right? Then mop so they can get out. Right? So I use the mop floor at the because I've done that before. I have started just, then all of a sudden you find yourself trapped in some corner. And then you're like, hey, I can't get out. I start thinking, hey, shit, man, why did I think about all these kind of things at the start? Even another one, it's a bank robbery analogy. Getting into a bank is the easy part. Getting out is the hard part. Some people never plan for that. Style, right? Guys, we'll rob the bank, we'll go in. It's like, hey, bro, like, do you have an escape plan? Oh, don't have. Shit, bro, I think we're going to die here, bro. We got in, we are with the money. I think we're going to die here. So what happens when you never think of how to get out? When you never think of, is this what I want? Then you'll start, then you die there.
That's the success trap.
Yeah, this sucks, right? And you see a lot of success founders, people, they don't think about that also. Just build, just whack. Not going to be a good idea, bro. No, it's not that you're not going to succeed. It's you're going to succeed, but you can't get out. Every good plan involves a get in and a get out. Some people got no get out plan.
Yeah.
Then what happens when you get in, can't get out? Then you're stuck, bro.
I call that the golden cage.
Yes.
Very fancy on the inside.
Yes, and then who created the cage? You, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, hey man, hey bro, escape plan is very important, you know. Then just like get in plan. But people don't think on, and I don't know, just, you know.
Okay. I'm going to close this show now. And I have last couple of questions for you.
Of course.
What are some unanswered questions that you're still living with that you think about at 2 a.m.?
The unanswered questions are like, what would my relationships look like after this entire period or so? You know, and I also think about, I've been married before, and I also think like, who am I relationship wise? Do I really want a family? Is that, you know, me not getting that, is it a byproduct of like stuff I experienced when I was young? I would say that, yeah. The next chapter, I trust that, you know, it will be shown whenever it's shown. But I have no lack of people who are interested in me. But how does that pan out also? That might be like the next frontier and something I want to consider.
Got it.
Yeah, because, you know, we're taking care of other areas, but, you know, that remains an area that I would like to explore.
See, the lighthouse exists for people who are in the dark, right, in the sea, and then to show them that there's a land nearby and that they're safe and secure. I'll say that we live in a time that's quite dark. Okay, there's a lot of stuff going on. What's one light you would like to shine on for those people who are going through some sense of darkness right now?
I think it's just why I shared all of the stories also. In my entire story, if I can summarize the whole podcast, right, is a person who was trapped, that's stage 1. Then number 2 was frustrated, hence became a rebel, that's stage 2. Then number 3 decided at some point that he would not be a rebel, which is also a form of a victimhood also, just an angry victim. And number 3 decided to take on the difficult task of finding his own path. And number 4 still continue to do that till today. And so for everyone watching, I just want you to understand, like, you know, I totally get it, right? If you are now in stage 1 where you are following the rules but not happy, I get it. If number 2, you are suddenly awakening and you're very angry, I got you. And if you're number 3, you are transitioning to starting your own path and you find it frustrating and difficult, I got you. But then that's the only way out. And I guess that's what life is. You know, if you want to be truly happy, then you got to make your own path. And so, like, I want to demonstrate that that's the path that I'm on. You know, that's why I cannot answer the question about success. Success means I've chopped every path. I haven't. I've chopped some paths, but then if you watch this, then I just want you to know, I got you. I know not 1, I know 2, I know 3, and I'm still on 4. And so, like, you know, I come to you not as a guru, but as a guy also chopping a path. Then it's like, chop harder. Let's go. It sucks, but we got this, brothers and sisters.
All right, Mel, where can people find you?
You can pop by my Instagram at the great Melvin Soh. These days I want to do a bit more LinkedIn, YouTube. You can come by, take a look at whether you like the stuff that I say. I mean, if you have stayed this long, then maybe you like it. And then you can follow me for more similar things I say. If you don't, that's fine also. That's fine. But yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you.
Perfect.